What do you think, I'm gonna sit around and wait for him to kill me? No, he gets smashed.
Today, Laurel tells us what really went down on MTV's The Challenge. Cheryl Burke gives us her professional opinion about the new Dancing with the Stars cast.
We are in our 28th season, so everything, just the bar just keeps rising.
Plus, Lil Mama and Arnstar are getting us hyped for tonight's Growing Up Hip Hop.
Are you seeing anyone?
I mean, I'm taking it easy.
This is your reality check.
I can't wait.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the show.
up?
I'm your host, Lyndsey Rodrigues. You are watching Reality Check, and we have got a great show lined up for you Thursday. Joining me from Growing Up Hip Hop New York is rapper, singer, songwriter, and actress Lil Mama, and her producer extraordinaire brother Arnstar. Welcome.
What's going on?
I mean, you guys are bringing the fashion. You look amazing. The
Thank
shirt is everything. Can I borrow it?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. You got that on camera, right? Later in the show, I'll be chatting to Dancing with the Stars pro Cheryl Burke and Laurel Stucky from MTV's The Challenge. Like I said, it is a great show, but right now, guys, we've got to get into our top 5. At number 5, Ryan Seacrest says his ex Shayna Taylor is invited to Thanksgiving dinner with his family. While hosting Live with Kelly and Ryan, he briefly touched on his relationship with his ex-girlfriend, saying that his sister asked him if she was bringing his former lover to their family get-together, and he said the answer is yes. The couple were together for 3 years before People confirmed their split in February. So, you guys, what do you think about this? Exes being invited to family gatherings, holidays, any kind of event. Are you for it or are you against it?
I think in this situation it's a great opportunity for some rekindling. I think that it sounds like Ryan's sister supports this relationship. She likes the girl, and she probably wants to see him in a steady relationship and happy. He has a lot going on with work, and they probably want to see them get married. So I think it's more so, hey, you know the family, they love you. We went through our little problem, but hey, here's a chance for us to bring it back together in November, and I think it's sweet.
Maybe after some wine and turkey, the love will come back. An, what do you think?
It just shows a level of growth and maturity. You know, whether you choose to get back with somebody or move on. If y'all in a space where y'all can handle being in the same space at the same time, then why not take the opportunity and show people how to come together?
Good answer. At number 4, Botch star Dr. Terry DeBrow thinks the keto diet is dumb, so he created his own plan. Why not? The reality star says he has serious doubts about whether keto and intermittent fasting are healthy or sustainable. The doctor told People the problem with both of those diets is that while both are very effective, they have challenges. He went on to say that keto particularly bothers him because dieters lose out on essential nutrients. So the surgeon, along with his wife Heather, came up with their own version, the DeBrow diet. So have either of you ever tried keto or any of the other fad diets out there like Whole30, Atkins, intermittent fasting? There's a lot.
I would say intermittent fasting for times out of the day. A lot of the fasting we've done is really more on spiritual purposes and basis. So not exactly a fad, but definitely purposeful.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And then what about like just your diet and lifestyle in general? Do you guys like to hit the gym or, do you like to have your cheat days?
Ooh, I think that I definitely need to start hitting the gym again, not so much so because of my weight or my physique, but more so for my energy. I think that, working out properly, eating well, it plays a part in your stamina, it plays a part on how you feel about yourself and how you're showing up to others.
So true. Got to release those endorphins.
Yes, got to release those endorphins, for real. Breathing that good ass prana, my baby.
Prana.
Oh, yeah, bringing that good ass prana,
baby.
There you go. At number 3, there was something missing on Thursday's episode of Live with Kelly and Ryan. Kelly. The talk show host skipped this morning's taping after feeling under the weather, and her co-host Ryan Seacrest addressed her absence at the top of the show, saying, unfortunately, she wasn't feeling well yesterday, and today she's really sick. She was here a few minutes ago, and we just said, go feel better. Seacrest, however, kept things moving smoothly, of course he did, and gave her in her absence and gave the audience a great show. So guys, how sick would either of you have to be to miss a performance or a recording session, or does the show always have to go on?
The show must go on.
Yeah, for pretty much the show must go on, but it depends. If there's like a serious illness or something creeping up, I think it's best to put that first, because what happens is we go out into the entertainment field and we want to say, hey, let's put this first. And then if you begin to have a breakdown and you're not, attacking it or trying to find a cure for it immediately, what happens is you have to deal with a way worse situation later. So I would say I wish Kelly well. Hope she feels better. I'm a huge fan of her. I've been watching her since I was a kid. And so, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? She stopped in the middle of the street one time to take a picture with me.
Did she?
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for her.
Oh, my goodness.
And yes. So she made my life with that. And with that being said, health is first, foremost. Even in the show must go on type of mindset, you want to actually be healthy to finish the show.
Of course, better to have one day off now than to have a week off later because you didn't take care of your health.
Exactly.
So, but that's really cool that Kelly stuffed you and took a selfie with you.
Yeah, that's cool.
At number 2, Lisa Vanderpump is firing back at her former castmate Eileen Davidson. Eileen was on Watch What Happens Live earlier this week and made a shady comment when Andy Cohen asked her for her opinion of Lisa leaving the franchise. LVP caught wind of her remarks and tweeted to her former co-star saying, "At least I resigned. You weren't honest about the fact that you were fired." Ouch. So have either of you ever had one of your castmates say something mean about you in an interview? And if so, did you bother to respond?
Ooh. I would say tonight is going to be very interesting on this episode.
Right, because you sit down with Angela tonight, right?
Yeah, well, she's...
Yeah, I sit down. Yeah, I sit down with Angela tonight.
Okay, so some stuff might come out over the Twitter sphere.
Oh, it's gonna be juicy. Okay. No, I don't know what happened for Angela in her interviews. I know what happened in mine. And I think that, we got to a place now where we've been able to confront some things that have been going on in our relationship over the past few years. We also got to catch up on where we are now, what's going on in our lives. And there's a breakthrough happening for sure. And I think with all breakthroughs, it's something that happens where it's not so good at first and you can get to a better place. So I don't think that it's going to be like one of those things where it's like a big fight.
Right.
But there's definitely something to tune into.
Okay. More on
Conversational.
that in just a little bit. I am going to talk to you about tonight's episode. But first, we're going to get to number 1 in our top 5, and that is Winnie Harlow is defending herself against people that are complaining about the fact that she complained about flying coach. The America's Next Top Model star responded to critics after an Instagram post in which she described her struggles flying economy incited backlash. In the caption, she wrote, "I realize this may not seem like a big deal to some, but when your plane is your bedroom and the only time to get some sleep, it's tiresome." She then clarified that her riding in economy was a statement that the grind never stops. What do you guys think about this? Because she makes a point, right? She's expected to get off a flight and go straight to work. So is she right to sort of say, hey, economy's not the most ideal place to do that?
She's absolutely accurate. I remember I had to take a flight to go do a gig, and they put me in first class, and I was so thankful that they did, because I was just like, just getting there works.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that they did, because I had no sleep the night before, and it turned into like a bed.
The flatbed.
The flatbed.
Yes,
so
the flatbed.
that put me in such a space that as soon as I got out, I didn't realize I would be running straight from the airport. I thought I would have time to sit. So she's absolutely accurate on this one.
Yeah. Anything to add, Little Mama?
Yeah, I agree. I recently did a job where I, was flown in like on a 7 a.m. flight from New York, and as soon as I landed in California, I had to go straight to set, and it was a work day, and I was super thankful too. And it's also a standard when you say, hey, this is the way I operate, and this is what I need. You have to speak up. If you don't say anything, then no one can help you. So I don't understand why there should be a problem for someone having a standard. And asking to be met halfway.
I agree.
To give because when she gets there, she's going to be asked to give the energy necessary for them to have what they want. So all she's asking in return is to have the proper rest and the proper seating that she wants and needs. So
well said. I mean, that airplane is basically a flying apartment getting you, like from A to B. So
Yeah,
I think, at least business class, at least premium economy. I mean, come on.
Right.
Well,
that was definitely premium. The seats were lined.
Well, why don't we get into growing up hip-hop New York, because last week we saw the two of you in the studio after your party, Little Mama, and you guys were feeling exhausted, so your family sat you down for some tough love.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
I felt like could have been done better or like done different.
You know, the fact that Angela had to leave early and JoJo had to leave early and the people they came with, it's stuff like that that we got to figure out the kinks.
So what is your take on this? Do you agree with your family that things need to change and that maybe you need to work on your tardiness? Like, what are your thoughts here after watching that back?
Oh, I never agree with my family.
That's what family's about.
Yeah, I mean, it's never happened, never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding.
That's why you make good TV.
That's why I make good TV, because what do I have to listen to anyone for? It's me, it's my life, you know?
Right.
No, I always take what my brothers and my dad has to say into consideration. My sisters, they're fairly younger than me. They're not on the show, but I even listen to their input as well. It's all about growth. There's some things that I don't know going into something, and it's like, as much as I do know and I apply that, the things that I fall short on, it's like I'm not afraid with being addressed with it, and I'm also not ashamed or afraid of addressing it myself. Like, this was effed up. Like, I need to get this fixed. Whatever is happening right here where I'm confused, how can I make that happen? My brother has been the voice of reason in my life for the entire time.
Aww.
And I feel like now we have a better respect level for each other's voices, like hearing each other out. And my dad is the overseer. He's not a part of the gang, like, where it's like, hey, let's put this together, gang. Let's do this, let's do that. Let's take over the world and be great. And then my dad's like, you guys are forgetting one thing. You need to eat your breakfast. And we're like, oh,
he's still a dad at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And like, you guys are obviously so close. I see that you two are more than just like brother and sister. You seem like best friends.
Yeah,
so
friends.
does that make it easier to tell your sister, like, hey, like, I care about you and I want you to be like taking care of your health and doing things a certain way?
Yeah, it's been such a glue since we were young, and we came through trying times. So first it was survival mode, and now it's more of building our lives together. So we had to take a space back just to get to see each other in our growth. And once that happened, then the communication upped, and now we're really like working very hard to make sure that we stay on the same page, finish our conversations, and like take the steps necessary to make sure that we support each other.
Well, that's really wonderful to see. And as we already addressed, you will sit down with Angela tonight and a breakthrough will occur. Can you tell us what else we can expect to see from you guys next?
Oh yeah, music.
yes.
Music, individual projects,
Amazing.
and then a collaborative.
Soon a
effort coming.
collaborative. Yeah, we need something together.
Yeah.
And like our energy together is so infectious. Like, even when we threw our party together, it was like my first time coming back to New York after spending some time in Atlanta and LA. So it was like crazy to see how many people came out for us in a week. We literally, not just TV, like, we put together a party in 1 week.
Wow.
And like, the outcome was incredible. If we could do that in a week, we get together, it's some amazing things we could do in a month.
You guys can take over the world.
For real.
And I'm here
Just
for
gotta
it.
eat our breakfast.
Well, you're right. Exactly. Just remember to eat your breakfast. Well, it was so lovely meeting the two of you. Your relationship is really wonderful to see. You make me miss my own siblings.
You'll get back together.
Yeah.
Give 'em a
Oh, yeah,
call.
not necessarily, but you know, it's fine. Come back anytime to our studios. It was such a pleasure having you here, and we can't wait for tonight's episode
Yep.
and that big sit down with Angela.
Yes, We TV at 9 p.m. tonight.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
it is time for a very quick break. When we come back, I'm going to have the notorious Laurel on the line to break down last night's completely insane episode of The Challenge. Do not go anywhere.
No matter who wins, there is going to be a huge swing in momentum. If this was an earthquake, we'd be at a 14. And so early. It's insane.
Hey guys, welcome back to Reality Check. Now, we are only a few episodes into the newest season of MTV's The Challenge, where it is Team USA versus Team UK. And joining me now is the force of nature, that is Laurel Stucky. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
You are such an impressive player. Everyone here at Reality Check absolutely loves you and is thrilled that we get to interview you today. But before I get into all of that stuff, I need to ask, how's vet school?
It's great, actually. It's really rewarding and it keeps me super busy so that anytime that there's excess chatter, I can just have something else to do instead of pay attention to what's going on online.
Yeah, I like that. And you can be surrounded by therapy animals as well, because what is better than just like playing with a cute puppy when life is getting you down?
Yeah, there is nothing better in this world than animals, in my opinion. So being surrounded by them 24/7 is not a bad gig.
Agreed. You're going to make a great vet, so congrats on all of that. Now, let's talk about last night's episode, because I've never seen anything more insane, I don't think, in my life. So you were voted into the proving ground. And before we get into the outcome, I just want to get a take on like how you felt when your name was called and you knew that you'd be going head to head with Ninja.
So I already knew that I was going to be going into the elimination that night, just based on the feeling that you get. And then people don't really give you any answers on who they're going to go with, even though they give you like, we might throw this person in, your name's on the platter. But regardless, I just always expect that I am going in when I'm uncertain like that. And so I was prepared to go in. I was expecting it to be me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that you're a seasoned player, so like you know when to trust that gut instinct when it hits you. And then, I mean, what came next truly was crazy. We saw you absolutely kill it during the branched out challenge, and then TJ blew the horn. We thought you were victorious, but then this happened. Let's watch it back.
You did not put all the branches where they belong.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is karma at its finest. Karma for flaunting your numbers in our face. Ninja just pulled this off, and it's only right.
So, Laurel, I cannot lie to you. My jaw was on the floor at this point. I want to know what it was like for you, though, to go from being on top of the world to realizing that you were going home in that moment.
You know, it was strange. I have never been in a situation like that before, where they end the game with a horn and then they don't give you the opportunity to fix your mistakes. So I've been doing this show for 10 years now, over the course of 10 years, and I've played so many games. And anytime you make a mistake in a puzzle, or anytime that you aren't correct, they tell you, and they don't blow the horn. So they come over, they check your work, and then they don't blow the horn. They say, nope, that's not correct. And so I guess I was just trusting in the process, in the sense that from history speaking, when they blow a horn, that means everyone stops playing or somebody won. And so they came over, they checked my poll and blew the horn. So I celebrated like I won, because to me, that's the way it's always gone. There's really been nothing different than that.
Right. And so is there any recourse that you could have taken in contesting that?
I definitely spoke my mind in the moment. I was like, you know, are you guys serious? Like, this can't be real. You know what I mean? But I guess at that point, there was nothing that could be done. Because Ninja had already continued to play, even though the horn had gotten blown.
Right.
So I think that was the tricky part, and that's what made it really confusing for everyone, was that she played after the horn was blown.
It must have been so frustrating for you. And then to hear Paulie say that your loss was karma, do you have any response to that?
You know, is that funny that makes me laugh? I find that to be just kind of like he's trying to dig at me. To me, it's not really karma, because like I said, I've been in this game for so long that it's not like I'm not going to come back. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do about a circumstance like that. I don't agree with it. I still don't agree with it to this day. I believe that they should have done a reset and then have us race to the top, because we both missed the same post. And you know, people can have opinions on it, and Paulie's opinion is obviously going to be extremely negative and kind of digging at me. So I don't really pay him much mind, and, you know, he's new in this game and wants to make his own waves, and what's a better way than attacking me?
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, as you say, like, you're a veteran of this, like, you know how it's done, and you also know how to brush it off, which is, you know, a great thing to have. I do want to take it back to earlier in the episode as well, with the relic run, where several of your teammates were claiming that you and Johnny Bananas were trying to throw the challenge. So let's have a look at that.
Johnny and I have a conversation. If we lose today, it's not the end of the world.
It sucks when you're working for a team that's working for the other team, and I just feel defeated having to play for a bunch of assholes.
To defeat your opponent, kill the leader, and then watch everybody else scramble.
I I love your strategies, I have to say. Like, you're just so cool, calm, collected. But I want to know what you made of the outcome of this, because Ashley quit, then a fight broke out between Paulie and Nani. So at that time, were you just sort of sitting back and being like, it's working?
No. So it's not like I want everyone to fight, but at this point, the division had already been made, and I took a stand on where I stood. I didn't come into the game with any pre-made alliances, yet all of the people on the U.S. team had these alliances where they were going to go against us anyway. And so when I heard Wes talking in the bedroom, I got woken up from being asleep. When I heard Wes talking about his plan, I realized that there was a divide already, and I didn't want to be on the other end of that. And so that's why I started targeting the people that were working together, because I felt like that was sneaky. So I find it really contradictory for them to say that they were so gung-ho about being Team USA when they really had an alternative plan that was going to screw over all of us on the team anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Wes admitted to, you know, having like slid into a bunch of DMs before the show even started. So there was a little bit of hypocrisy there for sure. But let's also talk about your strategizing a little bit more, because Zach said last night that you and your notebook are the most intimidating part of the challenge, which I love. So what is it about your notebook that helps you sort of get your thoughts in order? But also, Laurel, are you ever scared of leaving a paper trail?
No, because I don't have anything to hide. And I guess that's why I'm having a hard time with people making comments about how I was talking to the other team, or that, you know, I had a plan. I'm not secretive. I understand that all of this stuff is going to come out on national television. So what you get when you talk to me is exactly what you get when the show airs. Whereas you can't say the same for some of the people on this show. I don't try and be sneaky. I'm straight up with people. I don't lie. So I don't have a problem with people knowing what I'm doing. And I guess that's the main issue. I literally don't care if people know what I'm doing or not.
That's probably what makes you such an intimidating player, is that you are so honest and that you have nothing to hide. And so I want you to be honest about this. How do you think Team USA will do now that you and Wes, two of the top players of the game, are gone?
I mean, it's a downward spiral, and it's been a downward spiral since Wes had the reveal about what his plan was, and I took the shot at him, and then he went home, and then they take the shot at me. There's a clear divide on the Team USA right now, and that is not going to end well. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, well, what is that expression about, like a house divided cannot stand? So I guess we'll have to see how the rest of the season plays out. But so far, you got us glued to our screens, and we just hope that you'll come back for future seasons, which you did say last night that you would do. So we're going to hold you to that.
Yeah, I definitely am going to come back. If it all works out, timing is very, very crucial, because I have other things going on in my life where I can't go back every single season.
Of course.
But I definitely love this show so, so much. The thing that I'm so pissed about is that I think me and Jordan, among all of the people on the show, love doing the daily challenges so much that that's the most thing that I'm upset about. And of course, I want the opportunity to win $1 million as well.
Of course.
But, you know, I miss the chance of doing all of those cool challenges. It's like, that's like fun for me.
Yeah.
The challenge is so fun for me.
And it's so fun for us to watch you. So, I mean, thank you so much for Skyping with us today. I hope that if ever in New York you come and sit on this couch, because I'd love to get to know you even more. In the meantime, congrats on vet school, and we can't wait to see what's next for you. So come back anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Laurel. It is time for another break, but when we come back, we are talking with dancing pro Cheryl Burke, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. On the line right now, we have Dancing with the Stars pro, two-time winner and current dancing partner to Ray Lewis. It is the beautiful Cheryl Burke. Welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, this is your 21st season of Dancing with the Stars, and this time...
22nd.
22nd. Okay, out of 28 seasons, you've done 22 of them.
Correct.
That is very impressive. And now, as I mentioned, you are partnered with former Baltimore Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis. So can you tell us a little bit about what this pairing has been like for you so far compared to previous seasons?
Yeah, well, I mean, since I've been on for 22 seasons, I've had every single type of partner you can possibly imagine, right? So with football players, I actually prefer athletes because they understand, they get it. They know that it's going to be a lot of work. They don't complain. They listen to their coach, and they love to be coached, and they always go home. For me, practice is really about like thinking about it constantly, your routine, so that it's kind of second nature. So they're really good at that.
And I guess they must bring that technicality to it as well, which is important because it is a very technical show. You're learning these dances. You don't have a whole lot of time to teach it to them. So you began on Monday with a salsa to Nelly's Hot in Here. Great choice of song. And we loved watching it. How do you think Ray did? Were you happy with his performance?
I was so happy, actually. He surprised me. So because, Ray and I have been traveling. Ray actually lives in Boca Raton, and during the time of rehearsal, actually, we were a little bit on like high alert because of the hurricane that never hit Florida.
Right.
So we actually lost a few days of rehearsal. And so with what he did on the dance floor Monday night, I'm super proud, especially with limited time rehearsing our salsa. And he's an entertainer. I mean, sometimes you don't know if someone's going to either turn it on or they're going to be a little intimidated by the crowd, and he actually used it to his benefit.
Yeah, he looked like he was having an absolute blast. It was captivating to watch. Now, you've won a Mirror Ball trophy before. Well, you've won two, one of which was with...
Ago.
Oh, stop. Don't be so humble. So you're a two-time winner, and one of those times you won was with Emmitt Smith. So how does Ray compare to your past NFL partners so far? And do you think he has the chops to win it all?
I actually, I don't like to think too far ahead of the game. I always say, to my partners, one step at a time. But, as far as him and Emmitt, he does remind me a lot of Emmitt, I have to say. He has such a nice smile. He lights up the room. He's like a big teddy bear, So, we just started, and I feel like, once he gets the hang of it, once he understands the turnaround is so quick, this really, at this time during the show, you really get to see who will last in the competition and who won't because of the turnaround is so quick. So he only has like 2 days to learn to dance.
Wow, that's so impressive. And on that note, I know that you're saying that you don't like to look too far ahead, and obviously we're only one episode in, but so far, who do you think your biggest competition could be?
I mean, I always say our biggest competition is going to be Ray himself, right? Because we don't like to look at the competition, but I know just from seeing that show on Monday night, it was James for sure. He's amazing. And I think Kel as well, and definitely Hannah.
Okay, and so I'm interested that you said Kel because he didn't score that well with the judges. So you think that he has a lot of room for improvement and that he actually will make those improvements?
Yeah, I mean, I see him dancing around in the background. Actually, when we did Good Morning America during the cast announcement, I was like, oh, this guy's going to be good. But, when you have tango like they had for the first week, there's so many rules, right? And we're really trying to go back to ballroom with the show. The judges are for sure, so they really want to see technique. And when you're restricted like that, it's really hard. So in a way, it's almost good for them that they got that first dance out of the way.
Yeah, well, we had Kel on the show as a guest last week, and he was amazing. So definitely rooting for him as well. But I want to switch gears and talk about married life because you got married to your love, Matthew, in May. So tell us all about how married life is. How is it different to just being boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiancés?
Oh, married life is amazing. It just, it feels right. It feels like it just feels peaceful. I feel at ease, and I just love this feeling of being settled. So now I can just focus on my work life, I guess you could say. But he's super supportive. Matt's been through the show with me before. So it's a lot of work, and I don't think I would have been able to do it though without his support. So it's been amazing. Married life is great. It's so nice to come home to somebody.
Yeah, and you guys have such a beautiful love story as well because you dated previously and then had some time apart and then realized that that was the one, that was your boo. So
if it's meant to be, it will be, believe me.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Is this meant to be you and Matthew dancing together on a future season of Dancing with the Stars?
You know, I was so nervous just even teaching him our first dance. I had to have like supervision. My friends had to be in the same room because I didn't want him to see like that side of me, because sometimes I can get a little, you know, very emotional and very passionate. So I didn't want any like turmoil happening between us or him taking it the wrong way. So we'll see. I don't know. You know, again, if that's meant to be, it will be. As so far, it hasn't happened because maybe it's not meant to be. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Look, sometimes separation of church and state is a good thing. And also, there's no shame in being like, you know, really passionate about your craft. So I can understand maybe wanting to keep that side separate from your loving wife side. I get it. I
Totally.
get it.
I'd make him rehearse every single minute here in the house. So.
Hell yeah. You want another mirror ball trophy to add to the mantle. Right? Yeah. Well, look, Cheryl, it was such a pleasure chatting with you today. Good luck on Monday night. We'll be cheering for you here at Reality Check.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll be in New York sometime soon so you can come and sit on these couches.
Absolutely, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Bye.
Bye. It is time for one last break, and on the other side awaits the meaty goodness of a retro reality moment, so don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly. Well, sadly, that is all we have time for today, but I want to say a big thank you to Lil Mama Arnstar, Cheryl Burke, and Laurel Stucky for being my amazing guests. It was a great show, you guys. Now, make sure you are following @People on Twitter to watch the newest Reality Check episode. That streams Monday through Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, to end the week, we are giving you a moment from reality history that will make you think twice about working for your friends or maybe your enemies. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues, and I will check you next week. Bye.
All I'm saying is you disrespect. You act like you're better than this group.
In this 2012 episode of Bastketball Wives, Brandy is feeling belittled by Shawnee, who's both a cast member and an executive producer of the show.
And you, Shawnee, you ain't gotta put no mother pressure on me, but you act like a bitch. Bitch, please. Don't insult me like that.
Brandy lashes out, then doubles down.
You are that bitch. You are a bitch.
Which prompts Shawnee to play her EP card and fire her on the spot.
Thank you for your services.
Shawnee's executive decision makes this one of the great moments in reality history, but don't cry for Brandy. She was given a second chance and invited back for the following season.
Bitch, I'm here to stay.